University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network. Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go! Monday show, January 6, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you watch it on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. Over 75,000 subscribers on this platform. If you're watching live on X, we say good afternoon to you. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
In the words of Eddie Murphy from Trading Places, Merry New Year. It's crazy.
Merry New Year!
Merry New Year! It's crazy. It's our first show of the 2025, man, so I'm excited. You know, got together with the family over the weekend, spent a lot of time with the holidays, New Year's. I think my goal this year, man, is family. Stay dedicated to family, get tight with family, and then also to be a better version of myself. So I'm excited, man. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling.
Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Happy New Year. Man, I'm happy.
Isn't it something?
I'm so happy. My team.
I always save it for big time. I always save it for Maz.
My team. I'm just so proud. So proud.
Stick is here. Pete Spivak is here. And Tom, let me just your persona right now, pretty interesting. And Braylon, so many of us who are from Detroit, who have lived here our whole lives, who are Lions fans our whole lives, we sit here and I was watching that game last night, and I tweeted this out last night, or posted on X. I'm a 45-year-old man. I'm married. I have 2 kids. I've got 2 great jobs. My life is, knock on wood, pretty decent. I'm a grown man nearly brought to tears last night watching a football team. You know what I mean? Sitting there by myself on my couch watching the Lions, and I was damn near brought to tears last night. There is something so historic about what this franchise did last night. One of 9 teams to win 15 games. First time ever. They've been a number 1 seed in the NFC. Back-to-back division championships. First time they've done that. It was really beautiful. And to see how they did it in this ascension, just from biting kneecaps to number 1 seed in 4 years, is truly something that you write movies about.
No, it's definitely something that you write movies about, and you know I didn't necessarily go the crying route, man. But I definitely, to the extent you get emotional. You think about what Detroit is. Most football teams are representations of their city. If your city has a good football team, man, probably got a good city. You know, for the most part, and Detroit is a representation. Now all of a sudden, the Lions have a good football team, and people are like, oh, this is a cool city. There's things happening. So when you watch the Lions and everybody talk about the Lions, and you see stars on the sidelines, that's another. You know, like kind of a thing. Like, what does your sideline look like? What does it look like on the sideline? Why you see all these stars, all these celebrities now at Ford Field, downtown Detroit, in January, in the cold, because your team is that damn good, man. So we talked about it. We said 15-2 would be the number. You know, halfway through the year when we realized the Lions were rocking and rolling and it didn't matter what they did, who was hurt, who was injured, they still found ways to win. 15-2, I think, is the number that we agreed upon. And they went out there and they got it done, and they got it done in a fashion that was a special fashion. Aaron Glenn came to play with that defense, man. It was fun to watch.
Listen, man, I just got back from Jersey, visiting my family. Every day, I wore, something Lions. So I'm out and about and walking around, and people stop you.
Yeah.
You know, they're not used to seeing a guy in Jersey and in New York City wearing a Lions gear. And everybody is rooting for us. Well, maybe the Vikings and the Packers and the Bear fans, they don't like us. Besides those guys, and I know they probably like us on the side. You saw what Dan Campbell said to Kevin O'Connell last night at the end of that game. Hey, great game. We'll see you in 2 weeks. In other words, he thinks they're going to beat the Rams and things will fall their way and they'll see him.
Right.
It's great to be a Detroit Lion, to be a Detroit Lion fan at this time. Let's face it, it's never really been this.
Man,
back in '91, it was great. They had Barry Sanders. Yeah. You played the Washington Redskins, and they met their match. This time, we're the Washington Redskins. We are. Hey, anyone that plays us now, you're second fiddle.
We got to say it like this. I feel like I started off with the wrong energy. The energy has to be different. The Lions have sucked the whole existence.
Yeah.
The whole existence. We have this 1 year we talk about 1991, and then all of a sudden what happened in the NFC Championship game. Every year there's something. I was born and raised in this city. My dad played for the Detroit Lions, and I refused to support him. I would support players. I would go to the game, but I would never put my eggs in the Lions basket being born and raised here. I was a 49ers fan, then I was a Vikings fan because of Randy Moss, and then I eventually played in the NFL. The Lions, even when I was in the league, people took shots at my team. I'm like, I'm from Detroit. You do know I play for the Browns. You do know I play for the Jets. It was always Detroit. I had to defend Detroit in the NFL, not playing for Detroit. Detroit has always been the butt of all the jokes. Even last year when they got to the NFC Championship, it's still like Dan Campbell said. And I think what Dan Campbell said, we may not ever get here again. I think fans started to say, damn, Dan, don't say that. Is Dan serious? Are we going to get there? To have another year where you get better again, that's 3 years in a row. That's 3 years in a row you've gotten better as a franchise, you've gotten better as an organization, and you've been exactly what people thought you were. Now the Lions are exactly that. They are the best team in the NFC. And they got about a month to prove that they're the best team in the NFL. It's fun to watch this ascension. And that game, like Jahmyr Gibbs, I know we're going to get into it, but I figured we had to start with the right energy. This team deserves some energy. 15 and freaking 2.
It's emotional, though, Bray. It really is. You know, it's humbling to watch this team because of everything you just said, though. It is. You're grown men, and you can't help.
0-16 wasn't that long ago.
Fall in love with this team. The Lions won 15 games this year. In the 3 years prior to Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes taking over, they won 14 total.
Yep.
In the 3 years prior, they won 15 this year. That was 14 combined. It's pretty incredible stuff. And guys, if you've been watching the network at all today, we are doing something a little bit different. We want you to be a part of Woodward Sports. We want you to be a part of our show. Each and every show is doing something a little bit different. So this is what we're going to do here today. We're going to take advantage of our Super Chat. You guys have seen the Super Chat throughout the weeks and the months and the years, and we want you to take advantage of the Super Chat. So for $5 today, you just go to YouTube and click on the Super Chat, and you can, for $5, we'll read your comment. For $20, we're going to take your questions. We're going to talk about whatever you want us to talk about within reason.
Yeah, don't go
within the
crazy.
Sports topic.
Don't be out here getting crazy.
So for $20, questions can be answered. Whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to talk about, we'll sit there and talk about it for a little bit for $20. And if you really want to go all in today, you want to do a video call with us?
Yeah.
At 3:30, 3:35 today, somewhere around there.
Let's get on this
we're going to take some video calls for 5 minutes, $50. You want to be on with us? Video call like Dan Miller is with us weekly.
Let's get you locked in.
Or Isaiah Thomas or any of our other popular guests. You want to be on video call with us today? We'll put you on the big board, $50. We'll put you on the big board. We'll do those calls, those video calls, beginning at 3:30 if you're watching live. How about that?
100%. And look, for all the people that comment on a daily basis that's been supporting us for the 4 years that we've been in existence, still comment in the chat. This isn't us forgetting about you. You don't have to just pay to be a part of the show. Still comment. You're still a part of the show. This is just skipping the line. Like one of my barbers back in the day, like a haircut back then, I wish it was still back then, haircut was $30. But if you wanted to get that haircut the next time, you pay $60, he would get you in the chair. I wasn't forgetting about the people that came before me, but money talks and BS walks, so we want that BS to start walking today.
No doubt about it. And we'll get back to the Lions game here. And let's start with this. Let me take you inside the locker room, okay? This is what this team is. This is who this team is. This team answers the bell each and every timeout because of this guy, Dan Campbell.
You guys look like you remember who the you are. Yeah, that was awesome. That's a hell of a win, guys. All I can think about is, man, we've been forged in this stuff now. This has been 3 years in the making. Some of it 4. Like, that just doesn't happen. You got to work through it, and grind through it, and go through the downs to get to the ups of where we're at. That was unbelievable, man. Division winners, back-to-back seasons, and the #1 seed. It was a total team effort. I got 3 game balls. On offense, 23 carries, 139 yards, 3 touchdowns, 5 catches for 31 yards, 1 touchdown, broke the franchise record for touchdowns in the season. Joe Gibbs.
Appreciate y'all, boys. Couldn't do without y'all. Love y'all. Let's keep it going.
On defense, 5 total tackles. All right. 1 pass defended, only gave 18, had 3 catches. Mr. Amik Robinson.
He's got the quote here.
I mean it from the bottom of my heart, man. I appreciate y'all, man, because y'all gave me a chance to showcase what I could do when they tried to bury me, dog. But they can't bury what comes from the dirt. Hey, let's get that big one, man. Let's keep on working, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all.
I got 1 more on defense. 7 total tackles. 1's quarterback hit, 1 pass defense. Welcome back, Alex Anzalone.
Hey, every time you get this is a team award. But defense, I'm proud of you today, man. I'm proud of the defense today. This for y'all. Appreciate you. Love you.
It's a hell of a win, man. Back-to-back seat. What we've done is not easy. It's not easy. But I'm telling you what, man, we've said it all along. We got a special group, man. And this has been coming a long time. That's a lot of hard work. And we are the #1 seed with a bye, gentlemen. Great job.
Hey, be proud of this. This is just step 1. This is just step 1. We're on to bigger and better now. Proud of you guys. Love y'all. 1 on 3, 1 on 3. Put that down on.
I got to start here. You guys know how I feel about Alex Anzalone. You know what I said back in the day when he first starting for the Detroit Lions, 2021, 2022. I didn't think this guy was good enough to be the starting linebacker for the Lions. I didn't think he was good side to side. I didn't think he covered well. I did not think that he was a guy that they were going to be able to win with. Every year, every game, each year, each phase, he's getting better and better and better. And he's made a fool of me. Like, I watch Alex Anzalone. Just look at how the defense responds to him. Just look at how the tempo changes when he's in there. He's a force multiplier, as everybody on ESPN likes to say. He's a force multiplier. He truly is. He makes that defense better. But just getting to the team thing again, I'll let you talk about Gibbs, Ryan. It's tough in this league to get better year by year. 2009, man, we make the playoffs as the Jets. We were #2 in the division. We thought we were going to win the division next year. We said, all right, well, we make the AFC Championship. This is our year. We go get this guy and that guy, and this is what it takes. It's just supposed to be this way. The momentum's supposed to carry you to that. Well, we won 11 games, but we couldn't win that division. We still weren't good enough for the Lions to not only get better this year, win the division again, they won the #1 seed, and they did it through grit. They did it through villainous acts. Legally, by the way, and they did it in a hodgepodge of ways with the defense having a ton of injuries. So, got to take your cap off to what they were able to accomplish.
Last night's game to me was all about the defense. What they did to Minnesota was incredible. 4 times the Vikings reached the red zone but did not score a touchdown. 3 times they had goal to go but did not score a touchdown. 2 failed 4th and goal attempts and a missed field goal. No other team in the last 30 years has done that in the same game. That is from OptaStats.
Wow.
That game was all about the defense. How many people, show of hands, you don't even have to pay for this one. Let me know in the chat. How many people, show of hands, thought that the Detroit Lions would hold Minnesota to 0 touchdowns? There isn't a person on the planet that expected the Detroit Lions defense to hold the Minnesota Vikings to 0 touchdowns. Defense, defense, defense. Aaron Glenn absolutely coached himself into a head coaching opportunity last night. But the guy that you mentioned, and Braylon, I'm going to come to you with this. Can one guy like Alex Anzalone make all the difference? Because that looked like a completely different defense. And is that one guy responsible for that? Braylon, we talked about in the segment that we record for Woodward Sports on Fox 2, 2 aspects that we talked about. One, holding them under 30 points. And the Lions, if they score over 30, they would win.
Under 10?
How about under 10 and the Lions scored 31? Check. Pressure Sam Darnold. And you saw his stats when you pressure him. You see his stats when he's not pressured. Pressured Sam Darnold, check. Can that one guy, Alex Anzalone, make that much of a difference to that defense?
100%. When it's a player of his magnitude, you're talking about a Mike linebacker who's the captain of the defense. He's the one calling the plays. He's the one that knows the whole defense. He's the one that knows the guys in front of him. He's the one that knows what the guys behind him are capable of. He's the one that calls the plays, but also he brings the energy. Also, he's in the backfield. Also, he's all over the field. So when you put all that into a package, and you're like, this guy he's a vocal leader. He's the emotional leader. He's the physical leader. Like, am I making this up? He's all three of those things for this Detroit Lions defense. And, oh, by the way, he's the one putting people in the positions they're supposed to be to have the most success. That guy came back 100%. 100% a guy like that can have that type of effect on the team, and you saw it. And when you have that effect on defense, it's still a team game. It translates to the offense. The offense wants to be better. They didn't start off the best. They figured it out. They pucked it, and they figured it out. Alex Anzalone had that type of effect on that team yesterday. You asked me something else, but I forgot, so I was so wrapped into
that one guy, Anzalone, yeah. I mean, you answered it. That was it.
He can. This was a good Minnesota Vikings team. This wasn't some Houston Texans team that's supposed to be good. This was a team that really was good. Going back to that's what it was, is Sam Darnold. I had a lot of money on Sam Darnold in terms of what he was going to be able to do, what the contract is going to be next year, what the Minnesota Vikings should be able to do. He sat back, had much time to pass this year, and he had a lot of success. And we saw when he didn't. That's what the Lions did. They got to him. They pressured him. They put him in a situation to, in my opinion, not necessarily look the best.
Do you see how they changed how Kevin O'Connell coached that game?
Yeah.
I mean, they went away from the
100%.
run. He's inside the red zone four times.
Yeah.
And I think they might have run it a handful of times. And I was writing you guys all night. I'm like, where's the run? These guys are throwing from the 2-yard line.
There was the run early on in the first, maybe early part of the second, and then that was.
And then they're going on 4th down. That's not them. That's not them. Everybody is trying to be a copycat. All these freaking trick plays by all these teams. What do you think they're looking at? They're looking at the best team in the NFL, and they're missing how many guys on defense? I'll just give you 3 names. Aleem McNeil, Aiden Hutchinson, and Carlton Davis. Can you imagine if those 3 guys also were involved in that game? You're playing without 3 of your best players, and you still shut out the Minnesota Vikings.
Kevin O'Connell wasn't an idiot. Kevin O'Connell knew the Lions are going to score touchdowns. I don't care what defense Brian Flores has drawn up. The Lions are going to score. It's just what they do. So if I'm Kevin O'Connell, we have to score touchdowns. Field goals aren't going to get it, and that's what it was. He knew he had to score touchdowns. The difference is the Lions operate on 4th down like they operate on any other down. It's a part of the identity.
Right.
So it's nothing for the Lions on 4th down. Any other team in the NFL, not named the Eagles, on a tush-push situation, it's different.
Yeah, they gag.
The butthole gets a little tight on 4th down. You start to press a little bit on 4th down. Is the coach going to call the perfect play on 4th down? All that, you're already behind the eight ball.
Agree with you on that. I agree with you. You've got to score touchdowns and not field goals, but it's not how you've played all season.
Correct.
True.
You don't do
it's not
it.
your identity.
So yeah, especially early when the Vikings went forward on 4th and goal. I think they were at the 3 and they didn't get it. I thought they should have kicked the field goal there because that's what they do. It's how they play. You're on the road. You've marched down the field. You've got to come away with something, and they didn't. And I think that kind of cost them right there. Just quickly, L in the chat here. For $200, can I sit in studio in the Maz chair for 10 minutes and interact with host and chat? 1,000. And I'll tell you why. No. I'll tell you why. I put this up at auction. Something that you do a charity auction, that usually goes for $1,000. So if you want to sit in the Maz chair, I think which fair is fair. If you want to sit in the Maz chair for 10 minutes, $1,000. That's what happens you say 500?
With Maz in the chair, though.
You can sit on my lap.
In the chair?
Sit on my lap for 500.
They're telling me 500. Okay, it usually goes for 1,000 in a charity. But if you want $500, you can sit in the Maz chair. I think that's light. I'll go with you guys. I think that's light.
I think 5 is a good number considering what was about 2 weeks ago. A lot of people still trying to get that cash back in their pocket. 500, I agree with.
Dante151. I thought I heard super chat. Thanks, Dante. $10. I thought I heard Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico say that Anzo and Campbell were taking turns calling plays and setting the defense set to defend the end zone. Also, Amik Robertson was great. Let's talk about that for a second. Amik Robertson,
amazing.
Too. I don't. There's not enough superlatives to say what he did last night. And Amik Robertson was the key to me for the Lions defense last night because you were able to play those two wide receivers man on man. If Amik Robertson is not able to hold his salt against Justin Jefferson, you cannot play man to man. But Amik essentially, for lack of a better way to say, I'm sorry, Jetta, he owned you last night. He owned you last night. And Amik Robertson deserved a game ball, and I think he said it perfectly after the game. You can't bury what's already in the dirt.
Man, I've been anxious for this opportunity for so long. You know, everything I did out there, I expected. You know, I knew I was gonna play. You know, play that way. The only thing I kind of was shocking that I got player of the game. You know, I never got one of those, man. That was an unreal feeling.
He never got player of the game. He's
Two
excited.
things can be true. Two things can be true. I'm going to start off with giving Amik his flowers. Actually, I'm going to start off the other way so I can end on a good note. Just between Sam Darnold's overthrows and misses, let's not act like that game could have been different. So to say that he had him on clamps, it wasn't clamps. He played a damn good game. It's just
if my aunt had what, you know what, she'd be my uncle.
Yeah, but that's not for. But see, I play wide receiver. I play wide receiver, and I hate when they do that. When the DB gets cooked, and then they're like, "Oh man, I had you." No, you didn't. The quarterback threw the ball to the moon. So don't say he got clamped. He played damn good defense, and it was a fight. Just like that clip that we posted on Woodward Social. Shout out to the Woodward Social team.
So you hate Amik Robertson?
No, I don't hate Amik Robertson, but I'm saying when they put the high school tape on there, Amik Roberts jammed Justin Jefferson on the first play out of bounds in high school. Justin Jefferson won the next play. It's a battle. That's what good.
He sucks.
I don't think he sucks. I think he rose to the occasion and he stood. Go ahead, Steve.
Oh no, I just wanted to, like, you brought up them playing against each other in high school. I love that backstory. And you know what
it was great. Lot tech.
It reminds me of Kobe versus Rip Hamilton. Growing up in
true.
Pennsylvania, playing against each other. One's a superstar, the other one's very good, but never going to get the accolades of a Justin Jefferson.
Very true.
And then they meet on the biggest scale, and who outperforms who?
Amik Robinson won that battle.
Yeah,
like
he
100% he won the battle, and I have no problem saying that. He rose to the occasion. It worked out perfect.
Thank you, Raiders.
Like, that's what they wanted. They wanted him to be on Justin Jefferson. He had the relationship. He said that he could check him, and he did. And then you put Terran Arnold and Jordan Addison. Jordan Addison was one that I was actually nervous of. Just like any basketball game with a superstar, any superstar is going to get his numbers. Am I right, Maz?
Oh, yeah.
Superstar is going to get his numbers. You just don't want those other guys to get their numbers.
That's what Justin Jefferson did all for the last 3 games.
100%. It's like, look, all right, if Justin Jefferson gets 120 and a touchdown, so be it. He's that guy. Just don't let Jordan Addison get off. They didn't let Jordan do anything. They didn't let T.J. Hockenson do anything. They didn't let Aaron Jones do anything. And they let Justin Jefferson do So shout out to Amik Roberts. He didn't get clamped.
A lot of overthrows.
Shout out to Justin Kirkland, $20, Detroit-born and lifelong Lions fan. I always felt there was a connection between the suffering fan base and suffering local economy. The recent success gives us more than joy as fans. They give us hope for a prosperous future. And I couldn't agree more. There is nothing that brings a city together. Justin, you hit the nail on the head. Yeah. There is nothing that brings a city together. Nothing. More than sports.
Yep.
More than a sports team that you feel looks like you, that embodies you, that shares your persona, that shares your work ethic, that everything you're about, they're about. And their head coach, their general manager, their owner, they don't belittle you as the fans. They don't talk down to you. They help lift you up. They want to lift you up. That's who this team is. That's what this team is. When you see that Lions jersey on the Spirit of Detroit, it means something.
Yep.
People are going to drive down there over the next 2 weeks, hopefully over the next 4 weeks, and get their pictures taken with that Spirit of Detroit. They're going to go out to Ford Field. They're going to take their pictures in front of the marquee there at Ford Field. Why? Because this team wants you along for the ride. This team wants the parking lots and the service attendants and the waitresses and waiters and bartenders and servers and restaurant owners and every other business downtown to make money with them. That was a $50 million game for the city of Detroit last night. $50 million. They're going to get $25 million for the influx of people downtown for the divisional game, and they'll get $25 million for the NFC Championship game. That's just what it is. Maybe it'll be more than that.
It's got to be more than that.
Yeah, it will be.
Well, last year, I'm just going by last year's numbers. It was $20 million apiece. This year, I think it'll be $25 million apiece.
That's just for downtown.
Yep,
like
just for the
downtown?
city of Detroit.
Yeah, because
just for city specific.
Because the suburbs like Shelby
Absolutely.
Township, where
Hey, social. I mean, no, it's rocking. I love watching those videos.
Hey, Kendra Luss was there.
I love her.
Hey, Kendra.
But it's awesome.
that.
Justin, that is an absolutely great post as well. Thank you in the super chat. Burn for $5. Well, it's a trend when Amik is on the NFL field. Jefferson averages 54 yards over 3 games. I don't know what he does, but it messes with Jefferson. I don't know if there's anybody that you grew up with in Detroit or in high school that you saw in the NFL, but I do feel like that has something to do with it.
Not in the NFL, but as somebody in college.
Yeah.
Like,
He was running his routes for him, though.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of times yesterday during the game. Like, Amik was beating him to the spot, even if it was an in, and then he'd break back out. Amik was taking the angle like he already knew what that route was going to be.
Yeah, I think he studied a lot of film. Like, he watched a lot of film on Justin Jefferson. And only that, he played against him in high school. You know what the guy is like.
Right.
No matter how much Justin Jefferson is going to evolve from 16, 17 years old, like, he's still going to be the same person that Amik saw in high school, that he saw in college, that he's played against in the NFL. You pick up on tendencies because you've been paying attention to him for 8, 9 years.
And the shine is off, right? It's not Justin Jefferson. It's
Nah,
the dude I went up
Jay.
against when I was 14.
It's Jay. Line up, Jay.
Right?
Line
I know
up.
you.
100%. It's line up, Jay, and see what it is. So, but to that point about Detroit, man, like, I was always rooting for the Lions because of the city, and now you see it, man. It's fun. Like, I went to King High School. Like, I remember what downtown Detroit used to look like. I remember what it was when the Lions weren't there. Now they're there, and now they're winning. So, the Hudson Project, just everything that they're building over there, gym building, just the riverfront. Like, Detroit's gonna be a new city, and you can attribute a lot of that to Detroit Lions.
I love it, man. Here's a Python Knight. Thanks for this on the super chat. And this is what I wanted to talk about as well, because I got a story. Can we talk about the $2 million that the Vikings spent trying to get their fans into the stadium? All that for them to resell the tickets again. Both funny and sad at the same time. The Will family, as you know, spent $2 million and had their dummy ticket brokers send out the tickets. I had 3 friends that called the Vikings and said, hey, I'm looking for tickets to the Lions game. And they said, oh, are you a Viking fan or a Lions fan? Oh, no, I'm a Vikings fan.
Get out of here.
I had friends. I had at least 3 friends, and my daughter's boyfriend bought 6 on his own.
Stop it.
At $200 a piece.
Yep.
And
Did he
they
sell them?
No. Yeah, my boy.
He sold them because
a lot of them sold them, but a lot of them went.
Last night.
I almost went last night for $200, but I'm like, I'm going to stay home.
I had a buddy who bought 4 off
Yeah.
the box office.
Are you
sold
kidding
2
me?
of them, made money, and went to the game.
200 each. 200 each. And then they had their ticket office. They blew it. They were selling it to us.
Wow.
I gotta love a free market.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that great? So they were lower bowl.
That is fantastic. That is fantastic. Players in the chat. I'm going to read this one just because he's like, Ryan did not just say that. He loves Kendra Lust. She's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's local. She lives locally here.
I said it too.
She lives locally here. She's a huge Detroit sports fan. She's a great person and awesome. And I think she was at Hayes watching the Lions over the last at some
she
point.
did.
Why isn't it cool?
Out there Saturday?
Why isn't it cool to like Kendra
Right,
Lust?
right. Just wanted to say that. Like,
How do you know who Kendra Lust is?
right?
To know
Come
it's
on,
not
players.
cool to like
How do you
I'm
know?
looking at you, sir.
Got that lotion by the bedside.
$2 million
love you, Mama.
ass whooping, crazy work. That's from New Money. There's no doubt about it. So, man, it's been incredible to watch.
I don't mean to interrupt you. Free Kobe threw a $5 super chat in there. It got buried. I just didn't know
Yeah,
if you
what
saw
is that? I didn't see it.
Yeah, I didn't know if you saw it. I'll have to find it too. I just didn't want to ignore poor 313 Kobe. He kind of got.
Oh, I got it. Justin Jefferson pregame said nobody on the field could guard him. We made him eat that. See ya in New Orleans. And yeah, I mean Justin Jefferson. That's a player. But Braylon, as you had mentioned, we've seen him go in the last 3 games against Detroit prior to last night. I think he went off for 172, 192, 81.
He was
earlier
averaging
in the
like
year.
180.
But then the
Something
Lions
crazy.
won 4 in a row against.
Yeah.
So it's like, you can get yours, and the Lions will get theirs. Hey, coming up next, guys, you're going to hear from Amik Robertson. You're going to hear from Alex Anzalone. You're going to hear from Dan Campbell. I want to ask you about Jared Goff. I want to go to the offense.
Wow.
We talked about the defense. I want to go to the offense next. Get your take on the first half. What you thought about Goff. Was I too? Oh, I was too harsh on Goff last night. I love you, Lions fans. But if you say one thing that was accurate, by the way,
You were wrong.
He's in the booth.
That was accurate.
You know the president of the fan club is sitting right there.
That was accurate, by the way.
Let's let
you guys
Braylon
go
decide.
off. So
Hey, can we talk about Baker too? No, okay.
we'll do that coming up next. But
My
first,
God.
a message from Planet Fitness.
Your fitness is essential at Planet Fitness. Look, time to get in shape. It's a new year, so it's time to be a new you because they have fitness that fits into your budget with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations. Planet Fitness, it's the place to be. Clean gym, squeaky in fact, and then also there is a trainer. Turn it down. There's a trainer that comes with every membership. Any membership you get, there will be a trainer attached to that, and also it's a judgment-free zone. So Planet Fitness 2025, this needs to be your mission. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
And you know what else is essential? Celebrating the NFC North Championship with a bottle of 1800 tequila. We had it last night at Hayes Social. and it
Whoa,
goes
Adam
down
Morrissey, 20
so
bucks?
smooth, so delicious. You chill it, you drink it, you take the orange after. Are you a lemon? Are you an orange guy, or you just take it straight up? It doesn't matter. The best tequila on the market. And of course, they are an official sponsor of your Detroit Lions.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
How do you think you won? You gotta cover
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Well, Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today, 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, call Mark White and his team today, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
And let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Can we take the chore out of getting a haircut? Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Going. Woo! Man, what a win. What a win. You know, I can't say enough about our defense. Let me start there, man. AG and this defense, they really, controlled that game for us, particularly the first half, 2.5 quarters. The guys on defense, I thought executed exactly the way that we had worked and what we had talked about. We were able to apply a lot of pressure. And it just paid dividends. You know, that's a good team over there. They're well coached. Kevin O'Connell does a great job. Ton of weapons, and we were able to contain them and keep them at bay until our offense was able to, to find our rhythm. So just total team effort. Started with our defense, and took the whole unit. But man, what a great job. Back to back. Division winners in the NFC North. Got the 1 seed, 15 wins. I just couldn't be more proud of those guys.
And then with Dan Campbell after the game, so much good stuff there. We'll talk about it. And again, just to remind people who are just hopping on with us today, if you go on YouTube and you see that little money icon there, that's a super chat. When you go to make a comment for a chat, in the super chat today, we are getting everybody involved. We're going to do so if you've listened to Woodward Sports throughout the morning, the middays, and here. $5 for a chat, a comment, we'll read it. $20 for a topic or a question to be answered. We'll sit there, we'll talk about it for a little bit. If you want to do a video call with us, $50. We'll start the video calls around 3:30-ish. $50 will get you on the show. Maz will get you set up. We use vMix, and we'll do a video call with you. Your thoughts on the game for a couple of minutes. Adam Morency donated $20. Stick, I just came across the WSN socials addressing the Jared Goff chants. Thank you for addressing it. You want to catch us up, Stick, on that?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about negative stuff, but over the past couple days, there's been an uprise of people that don't like the Jared Goff chants at Piston games, at Red Wing games, and it's really starting to become almost a divisive thing.
Wait till the auto show starts.
Instead of a unifying thing here in Detroit. So I went on Twitter yesterday, recorded a little video expressing why I feel the Jared Goff chant is relevant at all times because of what it represents. It represents the city. It represents an uprising of somebody who was thrown away, and now he's back. The Renaissance Center. I tied it all into Detroit. Some people embraced it, loved it. It got like 500,000 views. Other people took offense to it, saying it's a suburban thing, it has nothing to do with the city, and it turned into something that it absolutely wasn't. But it really was just explaining that when you hear Jared Goff, it's not rooting for the man. It's rooting for the message. It's rooting for what happened because he was thrown away. And that's why, to me, like, people are just so short-sighted and thinking, I'm just cheering Jared Goff. No, I'm cheering the renaissance of something that was awful into something that's amazing.
That's well said.
How I hear, and I agree with you 100%, how I hear Jared Goff, like Maz, when I'm at the shout out to the Red Wings who had me out for a game. It was
awesome. Great
tremendous experience. I got a chance, like each time they had found a new way to create the ring, the horn, get it up.
By the way, Pistons and Red Wings are both 17 and 18.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're starting to win
crazy.
again. Like the Pistons are winning, and people are getting mad because they're hearing Jared Goff when they want to hear Cade.
But to the point, when I hear Jared Goff, it's so much bigger. It's not about Jared Goff. Like when I hear Jared, it's Detroit. It's the rebirth of Detroit.
Fact.
It's all the years that Detroit was a poop city, if you will, in the eyes of the other 49 states. And the team was, you know what, and the team's period. You see Jared Goff come here. He was thrown out of the Rams.
Right.
He wasn't the quarterback. He was a doorstop, if you will. So when I hear Jared Goff, I think about the city of Detroit. I think about the Lions. I think about right now the Red Wings, the Tigers, the whole 9 yards. It's bigger than that. It's the people. It's the people that have been kicked since the 80s and the 90s, and the people that have supported this franchise. So Jared Goff, that has nothing to do with Jared Goff, or a small part.
Burns got the right idea here. Yeah. $5. I had to start hitting the Lions 1800 my brother got me for Christmas. I was so nerved up that I had more shots to celebrate. And again, guys, I think if you watch that game, don't you feel like the Lions got away with one a little bit in the first half?
First half, yeah.
In the first half, if Minnesota, now I know there's a lot of ifs, if, but the Lions got away with one in that first half. First of all, that penalty in the end zone, that was a penalty. That was a safety.
Yeah.
No doubt.
There's no doubt that was a safety.
But we gave it back to him anyway.
Yeah, it did give it back to him. There was, again, an overthrow in the end zone. T.J. Hawkinson with a short arm, too. I mean,
what was he doing? You gotta stop
what
him,
I'm saying is that defense played so above their heads. I couldn't believe the offense was as bad as they were in that first half. I thought in the first half, the offensive line got pushed around a little bit. Jared Goff had pressure for much of the first half. They couldn't run the football. Jared Goff was not great. Ben Johnson did not call a particularly good half. I don't know what is objectionable about that commentary. You would have thought I was like trying to kill your neighbor,
right,
or something like that. Jared Goff had a horrible half. The offensive line got pushed around. Couldn't run the football. Ben Johnson was way too cute, especially on the fourth down. I don't.
Well, that play was there.
Well,
it was there.
It wasn't there because it got knocked down. Because it wasn't there because he got knocked down.
Right, the guy got in.
And so was the screen pass. It was there too, but that got picked.
Right.
You know what I mean?
J-Lo was going for about 30 with that.
Craig Reynolds, I think it was.
The fourth and inches.
I'm just saying. I don't understand why you can't criticize. And yes, that is. Thank God the defense did what they did.
Yeah.
Because had they not, that game would have been over very quickly. Minnesota might have left 4 touchdowns on the field last night.
They did. You know what's funny? Just think how miserable Kansas City Chiefs fans would be if they only paid attention to the first half. Look at Kansas City Chiefs' success. Like throughout this 8-year run or whatever it is, what do? They play horrible first half football. Like their first 2 Super Bowls, they barely made it to the second half. But they always win in the end. You got to wait to the end. It's going to be an ugly game, but the Lions come out on the victorious side. So if we're talking about the first half, there's nothing wrong with saying this is what it looked like. Now, nobody's perfect, including the Lions, including Super Bowl winners.
Can I just say, Maz, I'm sorry. Can I just say, last night, if you are watching, like somebody like me, live tweet the game essentially, I just for the record, after my first half analysis, 2 tweets later, the Lions will win this game. I'm not worried at all. I would have loved to see them play better in the first 30 minutes, but they will come alive in the second half and deliver the knockout blow. At halftime, I said that.
Welcome to fandom, man.
I understand. It's so frustrating, I think, when, I had a guy reply to my Jared Goff tweet this morning at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, bro, you're 14 hours too late on the reply to that tweet. You can't reply 14 hours later to that. You just can't.
What do you think now? I'm on it now, mister.
Right. It's just so dumb.
It's like with the exception of the Houston Texans game, I think the great equalizer for the Lions, which we've been able to be confident and a little more patient, is the defense. Talking about that defense. That defense has played for these. It didn't matter who's been in the lineup all season long. They've played. They've been great in the red zone, and they've been great in the first half. Shoot, they've been great in the second half. So I think even in that game where it did look like that, they're not getting a touch. They got 1 touchdown. They're stagnant. It's not looking that good. Amon-Ra St. Brown can't seem to find his niche. J-Mo gets a couple catches, but it's only for about 10 yards. Because of how good that defense played, you really weren't tripping. He was like, all right, The defense is where we were watching that game. How's this defense going to play? How are they going to look? Man-to-man coverage. What's it going to look like? You were very confident because of how that defense played. I was, eventually, Ben Johnson will figure it out. It's like last time they played Minnesota. Like, they struggled.
Yeah.
Then they got down 10. They came back. They got down 10 again. Ben Johnson in the offense always figures out it's about the defense. And the defense, they came to play.
That said, I'd rather not play them again if I could avoid it.
Hell no.
I'd rather not play them again.
You don't play anybody 3 times.
I don't. Yeah, you don't. But the Giants did that when they won in '86.
Yeah.
They played Washington 3 times, including the NFC Championship, and they swept them.
Yeah.
Either one of those teams that win that
Lions
game.
swept the division.
Either one of those teams that win that game, it'll be 3 times in a year.
Yeah.
If the Rams win, guess what?
Twice.
This will be the third.
Third
This will
time
be
in
the third
12
time
months.
in 3
Right.
years, in 12 months.
Yeah.
Either one of those teams will be
Right.
3 times.
Colin, $5 in the super chat. Lions love from New Jersey. Enjoyed
Yeah.
our visit to Detroit from the Thanksgiving Day
The
game.
Garden
Thank
State,
you
baby.
for that. You know, one of the things last night too, I was thinking is how many times that offense had to bail out that defense all year long from being bad, and the offense bailed them out by scoring 40 points a game or whatever it is. So I did feel like the defense owed the offense one. It was a little slow.
They owe them a few.
They owe them a few, and it did. When they needed to, they came in and they performed. Jared Goff last night talked about what a win it was, but it's just step one.
Yeah, you never know how it's going to play out as the season goes on, but when it comes down to Week 18 for all the marbles in the division, it feels good to be on this side of it and to know we get a little bit of rest here now and 2 home games, and then we'll go from there.
Maybe tough to do in the moment, but can you sort of put into where's the big picture of everything that you've accomplished here over 4 years and sort of this being the cherry on top so far?
Not the cherry on top. No, not yet. Yeah, it's fun. It's what we talked about when we first got here. You know, certainly when I first got here was what the opportunity you dream about is being able to win division championships in the NFC North and then ultimately win Super Bowls, and that's what's next for us. I think, yeah, this is fun and exciting, and we obviously wanted it really bad. We're going to enjoy the heck out of it, but it's step one. And you know, yeah, in some other world, it would have happened a few weeks ago, and we'd be having this conversation a few weeks ago, but you know, it happened Week 18, and it had to happen the way it did, and everything happens for a reason, and now we need to enjoy this and then get ready to go win another one. It's step one, and you know, we're proud to be 15-2 NFC North Division champs, back-to-back, 1 seed, bye week, all that stuff. We're proud of it, but this is just tick number 1, check, and tick number 2 is next.
And to your point, Ryan, you know, you look at those stats, like 27 for 33, 231, and a touchdown. Like, those are decent stats. But we've seen him have monster stats all year long, and you look at that, it's like, oh, my God. But just like we talked about during the season, is somebody always finds a way to step up. Yesterday it was the defense as well as that running back number 26 in Jahmyr Gibbs, who we asked, can he carry the load?
Boy,
Pause.
Jared
Can
Goff.
he carry the load? I think he's showing you. I got drafted 12th overall for a reason.
Panay Sewell blew a block, and Jared
Didn't
Goff nearly got Jahmyr
Yep.
Gibbs executed, decapitated.
I like how you went into that, Ryan.
That was another, to me, first half Goff blunder, and I know it's probably a majority on Sewell there.
Yeah.
But still, you gotta just. You almost got your running back decapitated there. And if they lose Gibbs, I don't think they win that game. If they lose Gibbs early in the first half, he got blowed up. Mm-hmm. And I use blowed up for effect.
A few times, I'm like, oh, he's got to be concussed. But no, his head was not touched. He just got run over. That's a car crash. That's a car crash.
It's a car crash, but the problem is, like, along the way somewhere, football got soft, and then we got so worried about guys getting injured because our whole freaking roster has been injured. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the NFL. Like, this is what the NFL is. It's big hits. It's things like that. Yeah, Jared Goff can't be sitting
in the 80s. That's on the video. That's on the promo.
This
It's
is
on a
true.
promo. Yeah, it is.
Like, you know, Jared Goff can't be sitting in the pocket like, oh, maybe I shouldn't throw this pass to Jahmyr Gibbs because if he gets blown up, we don't have another running back. You just can't think like that, and you don't think like that. So I think it's a one-off because he's not a quarterback that puts his receivers in harm's way a lot. It just comes to the territory.
It sounds like, though, Braylon, it sounded like, and if you maybe I heard this improperly, but I get a sense that David Montgomery's going to play in the divisional.
I believe so.
Sure sounds like it.
I got that sense that
he was smiling on the sideline like somebody that knows they're playing.
Tarico and Collinsworth said he had his first full practice over the weekend.
And looked good, is what Dan Campbell said.
And looked good. So that's a bonus. And we heard Dr. Pierce. He was the first guy that said he doesn't have to get an operation right now.
Mm-hmm.
He could get a brace on that. Get some special sauce. That's what he says. Get the special sauce going. Before you know it, he's back in the game. He ain't going to miss. Neither is Terry and Arnold. And I thought Terry and Arnold broke his ankle.
said he was going to play.
I thought he broke his ankle. And again, it was friendly fire from another teammate. I've just never in my life seen so many injuries for one team. And Minnesota, they got no injuries, maybe one or two. You know, Aaron Jones got a quad. He played through it. He had to come out a few times. Cam Akers did a nice job. Great tackle by Kirby Joseph to save the touchdown because they didn't score a touchdown after that on that big break, that 50-yard run. I've just never seen it. I'm shell-shocked when I watch a game now because I'm always thinking we're going to get somebody hurt. I can't take it anymore. Please, get me to February 9th. Please, I beg you to get me to February 9th.
I'm not worried about Terry and Arnold, David Montgomery. I believe David Montgomery's playing that energy. Terry and Arnold, I think he'll be fine as well. Kevin Zeiler is one that semi-bothers me.
Hamstring.
Now, I know we have 2 weeks. Like, I know he has this week off. Then I know they'll have preparation week and then the game. But if it was a left tackle, if it was Panay, if it's Taylor Decker and they had a hamstring, I'm not tripping. Offensive linemen don't have to move that far. They don't need a hamstring like a wide receiver or like a DB, if you will. But Kevin Zeiler's our pulling guard. He's one of the best pulling guards in the NFL, pun not intended. So him running, pulling from left to right, depending on what side the hash is, that's the part I'm hoping we can get him back for that because that is major in our run game. That is a major part of what we do is Kevin Zeiler pulling. So
Mahogany stepped in for him.
He did. I was going to say Christian Mahogany. You know what I mean? I don't want anybody to get hurt. But if you can afford to lose a guy, and I know if you can afford to lose a guy, Christian Mahogany is a pretty darn good replacement, as we have seen.
I agree, but it's one thing when your team is in control the majority of the game.
I'm with you.
That's what they're drafting this year, by the way.
Offensive line.
They're drafting offensive line.
No doubt. That late in the draft. This is a terrible draft. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it.
Brad Holmes will find it.
Yeah, he will. Hey, and you know, speaking of, one of the things last night I was thinking about was go back to the draft a couple of years ago. You've got to draft Jalen Carter. Mm-hmm. He's sitting there, right? He's falling you right in your lap. You got to take Jalen Carter.
Oh, here we go with this conversation again.
But
you could have had Jameer and Jalen Carter.
Well,
you could have had both.
Well, I don't know if you could do that or not. I'm just trying to make a point that Jameer Gibbs, this team is so intentional in the way they draft. Nobody, and I mean nobody, saw Jameer Gibbs coming, that draft pick coming.
I agree.
Nobody saw it. And Brad Holmes was highly criticized for that pick amongst Jack Campbell as well. And did you notice Jack Campbell's statistic? You know, when you do the when they do the announcements, it was like 13th out of 85 or something like that.
Right. Can I say something?
I mean? It's like this guy is as solid as they come.
I'm just make one comment. The reason why he was so criticized for the pick of Jameer Gibbs is because they knew Jalen Carter. We knew he was going to be the best one of the best defensive linemen in the league and anchor a good defense. This is year 2? What is what is the Philadelphia Eagles defense rank? Number 1 in the league. And his defensive line, his play, outstanding. We knew that was going to happen. Jameer Gibbs, that's like, I hope. I think that was a big part of criticism. 1, you knew, pretty good odds. 2, it's like, Lord Jesus, please let Jameer Gibbs be that guy. He is that guy. Jesus heard our prayers. But 1 you knew, 1 you didn't. So I think that was where the criticism comes in.
Well, the good news is they may match up against each other in the NFC Championship
That'd
game.
Be great.
It's going to be a one-on-one matchup in the hole. Jameer Gibbs is going to make a miss, and we'll know that. And only
I think we already know. And both teams benefited. There's no doubt about it. I'm just saying, like, remember a couple of years, Jamal Williams and DeAndre Swift, was that?
Swift and Williams.
You thought that was great.
Yeah.
That was the best running back duo in the world, and they got better. It's unbelievable. Here's Dan Campbell talking about Jahmyr Gibbs.
Big, and I felt like he gained steam as the game went on. I thought he got better and better and better, and you could really feel it after that last stop we got in the red zone on the 4th down stop, and that next carry he has where he just breaks it down the sideline. You could feel it. So he was big for us, and we felt like he was going to need to be big for us to win that game. He was kind of all those guys needed to play well for us, but we felt like Gibbs could somewhat be the X factor here, and he did, man. He showed up in a big way in the run game and the pass game. I just told him that to me this has been in the making for a while. It takes a special group of guys, and I think you kind of had to go through what we've been through over the last 4 years, the core of this unit, and then anybody that comes in, they fall in line because that's what we're built around is our core, and they really delivered for us today. Our playmakers made plays when we needed it.
It's a perfect. Varys wrote a perfect comment here. $5, Varys, and we appreciate it. If you want to get in on the super chat, $5, we'll read your comment. $20, we'll talk about it. $50, we'll do a video call with you, and you can share your thoughts on the game with us, like one of the experts that we usually have on here. You be the expert. $50 in the super chat on YouTube. Varys says, so Dan Campbell, head coach of the year, right? No way, O'Connell, who's the favorite, still wins despite being swept by Dan Campbell. I think Kevin O'Connell took a huge hit last night. I think Sam Darnold took a huge hit last night. And I think Dan Campbell really, to me, solidified a coach of the year. I don't know who you could possibly vote for than Dan Campbell.
It was the finale game. It was the game. Every team, every fan was watching that game because it was the first time 2 14-2 teams were going at it for the number 1 pick. The loser goes on the road with the number 5. Yeah. So there's no way you can't give it to Dan Campbell now. He took his encore last night. All he has to do is just bow to the fans because he is the coach of the year. We all know that, and the rest of the nation now knows that too.
There are only 2 guys that could have beat Dan Campbell, and one of them would have had to finish decent, maybe get 11, 12 wins. The other guy had to beat Dan Campbell. Well, he beat Kevin O'Connell, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers fell apart at the end. That was the only people in the running. I think now, with 15-2, you beat Kevin O'Connell in the Minnesota Vikings last game of the year to secure the number 1 seed. Now we can add everything that happened 2 years before. Now that can be a part of the story why we give you this coach of the year. We can give it 9-8 and how you almost made the playoffs. And then you came back and were 12-5. So I think that play with Harbaugh probably will be runner-up now. But I think Dan
Campbell.
You're right
about that.
Yeah, I think he'll be runner-up. But I don't – anything can happen. But I don't think there's a earth where you can give it to anybody but Dan Campbell.
I don't think Dan Campbell.
Andy Reid, 16-1.
I don't think Dan Campbell gives a damn. How about that?
Super Bowl.
Some dude in the chat, Otter, who just is like a terrible human being. Once again, Ryan just makes up shit. Many people were happy with the Gibbs pick at 12, and I was one of them. Why don't you pay $500 and sit in the Maz chair? Why don't you come tell me to my face, Otter? You're a tough guy in that chat. Why don't you come on? I've opened it up.
Yeah, everybody's tough
guy. Come on, $500. I'll give you the Maz chair for 10 minutes. Tell it to my face.
I bet Otter didn't even know he went to Georgia Tech before he got drafted.
Yeah, you had no idea who Jahmyr Gibbs was before. You don't even watch football. You don't even know who he is. You did not think he was good. You thought he sucked. You think it's terrible. $500. You go in the Maz chair for 10 minutes. Tell it to my face.
Well, yeah.
You are so tough on that chat. You are so tough. Come on. I'm offering you a spot, Mr. Tough Guy.
Ryan ain't playing no games.
Mr. Keyboard Tough Guy.
I got some boxing gloves.
Seriously.
Brag, but
I don't need boxing gloves. I just need you to sit there to my face and tell me.
Where we going.
Seriously.
I'm ready always.
You're so tough in front of the keyboard. $500. Sit in the Maz chair for 10 minutes.
Go ahead, Stick.
I had a guy offer to box me last night on the post-game show for charity. I told him I would, and then I couldn't get it. He wouldn't list his height and weight. I was like, dude, we got to at least know weight class, you know. But
List the height and weight.
Oh my God.
but either way, just as far as Jahmyr Gibbs goes, I got to give myself a small pat on the back, which I love to do anyways. If you go to woodwardsports.com and you search some of my articles, when I was predicting fantasy football draft picks and where running backs would land, I said Jahmyr Gibbs could give Bijan Robinson a run for his money, and I am ranked 2 that year in our fantasy football.
Good for you.
So
That's very good.
I'm very
Fantasy,
excited.
baby.
Let's get the stick, everybody.
Listen, I'm a geek when it
Fantasy.
comes to that stuff, but I was very excited when they drafted that guy just because I saw what he was capable of at Alabama, and he was a machine there.
Yeah,
Otter, my boy Otter says Ryan has no idea who he's talking to. You're right, because you hide behind some damn alias with no avatar. I have no idea who you are because you've got some like fake picture with some fake name, being a tough guy there. $500, and you can sit in a mass chair for 10 minutes, Mr. Fake Tough Guy. Okay,
now
there
you got
you
me
go.
looking at this.
All right, we're going to take a break. Hour number 2, right around the corner. More Lions talk.
He can spend $50 if he wants to come on.
Oh, that's true. You come on now,
even
$50.
$50. We'll do a video call with you, Mr. Tough Guy. You
3:30,
want to
look
show
up.
your face?
30
Come
minutes.
on, $50.
What, tough guy?
Okay, $500. You can sit in a man's chair. $50. You can show your face
100%.
and say what you got to say to me on a video call.
We know you got some Christmas cash.
Tough Guy.
Come on.
I want to get this guy in here real quick who did Super Chat.
Easy, right? Easy, big fella.
No.
What do you mean?
He's perfect.
Caleb. Vikings caught up in the Honolulu flu earlier this year against the Rams. Does it happen again?
Say it again.
The Vikings caught the Honolulu flu earlier this year against the Rams. Does it happen again? How about we talk about, we'll go around the NFL, we'll talk about the playoff picture
Hell yeah.
in hour number 2. Caleb, we're going to talk about that. Vikings-Rams, that matchup. I was so happy that the Lions won that game because I think that Monday night slot is the worst slot you could possibly play
death.
in the postseason.
Playoffs don't belong on Monday. That's
They
not fair.
just
They don't.
don't.
It's not fair.
Absolutely not.
Give Joe and Troy a Saturday instead of
100%.
Amazon for crying out
Right.
loud. Give them a Saturday.
Seriously. But first, a message from Dr. Pierce.
All right, Doc. Attention, sports fans. Do not miss our sports injury expert, Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. He's with us on Thursdays, on call all the time as well. Maybe we'll talk to him tomorrow about the latest injuries with Terry and Arnold and maybe Kevin Zeitler. So make sure you stay right here. MichiganSportsAndSpine.com. Dr. Jeff Pierce, 248-426-9944.
Hey, and that's me, right?
Hey, that's a you.
Hey, it's a me talking about the watch party and the post-game show. Listen, I cannot believe we went through 18 weeks of a regular season and it's already over. But shout out to everybody who came out to Hayes Social to celebrate. Playoffs are coming. You know where we're going to be. Shelby Township, 21 Mile and Hayes. Come join the heavyweights to watch the game and then come pop some champagne with me and Anson afterwards for the post-game show. All brought to you by Sabbath Coffee, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, New Holland Brewery, and, of course, 1800 Tequila.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, you know, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Everybody, it's that time of the year. Head to shop.woodwardsports.com right now. Load up on all the great Detroit sports merch that we have. You got to get that fresh new Lions gear that we have, guys, because the Super Bowl parade is going to be coming up. We know it is. You got to get yourself some fresh gear to be outside. Get yourself some Pistons and Red Wings. They're on fire. And don't forget about the Tigers coming up in spring as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com right now. Get the latest Detroit sports merch.
Cadillac Buick GMC, are you overdue for a new car? Beat the holiday rush. Get an amazing deal from Les Stanford Chevrolet. Right now, Blazer EV 2LT all-wheel drive only $149 per month, or check out the Equinox EVLT for only $169 per month. Get to Les Stanford today or click on the QR code on the screen. Check out the massive inventory. Don't forget, Les Stanford has Cadillac Buick GMC as well. Les Stanford in Dearborn and in Ferndale. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Together.
Hey, check me out. Look who running north. Look who running north. Look who running north. Hey,
Hold on. Talk to me, man. Hey, man, we in Detroit, man. Hey, we done did that. You know what I'm saying, man? Now we got a bye week, man. Hey, shout out to the team, man. Shout out to my team, man. Hey, man. I love this team so much, man. Hey, man, one problem, man. I appreciate y'all so much, man. Definitely. Man, hey, man, they doubted us. They did. They definitely did doubt us, man. Hey, but that just made us go harder, man. Hey, we love being the underdogs, man. So if they ain't really believing we could do it, so we came out here and we did. Man, yeah, man. Shout out, man. Hey, man, job, man. I love you, boy. Hey, great game, man. How many? He had like 200 yards, right?
4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns?
Yes.
God! 4 touchdowns!
That's record.
Woo! Hey, he broke the record? Oh, that's what's up, bro. Hey, man. Hey, job, man. Hey, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep going, bro. Sky's the limit for you, bro. Keep going.
For a second year in a row, what's that mean to you?
Hey, man, that's big, man. Like I said, man, last year, man, that was my first time being the champion, man. So this is my second time, so I'm going to flex that. Y'all see what to say right there. Look at that.
What do you like better, the hat or the shirt?
I like the hat, you know what I'm saying? Because I can wear it like this, I can wear it like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, hey,
Like, they are killing me with this narrative. The Detroit players as well as fans, like, man, they said we couldn't get it done. That's because y'all been giving up 33 points a game over the last 4 weeks. No, nobody thought you can get it done, especially not to the tune of under 10. But I'm glad we led with Zedarius. Because in my opinion, in my estimation, I feel like Big Z, Maz, I feel like his sack on the first series of the game for the Vikings, I feel like that set the tone on defense for the Lions.
He needed 2 sacks for $250,000. I'm not sure if he got that second one. Al-Quadin Mohammed got it. I think he got a half.
Yep.
The Lions got to pay him that $250,000. This guy's got a smile.
Or the Browns.
He lights up the team.
Yeah.
He's got that aura, man. He should have been a Lion from the get-go, this guy. I can't wait to see what he's going to bring to the future when the rest of these guys are all together here.
He disappeared for a couple weeks, so it was definitely good to see him in there. 100%.
It's good to have 99 on our team.
No doubt about it.
I just like the way he is, the way he feels. By the way, thanks to Owen Oswalt, our former intern, for that sound.
Dante 151, $5. Wow, I didn't know Ryan had fire in his blood. Getting wrecked. Anyway, I'm happy the Lions won in the Packers show against the Bears.
Don't let the Tiger out the cage.
Hey, Dante, here's the deal, man. Look, sometimes you give these tough guys, it is what it is. Right.
I was a little in the chat. It's
Right.
like
You give it,
AUTEUR.
everybody, it's easy.
Artur.
I don't know. It's
Listen,
easy when they
Artur
should.
he's a steady guy here with us. Sometimes he'll get you mad, but you know what? He always comes back and he always says, "Hey man, I didn't mean anything by it." He's a cool dude. He's all right.
I'll be waiting for that.
He's a good guy. Don't sweat him.
I trust Maz.
All right, he's all right.
Sounds like a bum.
He pisses me off a lot of times. too.
Sounds like a bum.
What can I tell you, man? It's all right. You know what? Everyone's got the opinions, right?
Let's go around the
Everyone's got the
NFL, shall we?
opinions.
He sounds like a bum.
Hey, you bum. I don't sweat you.
But Tony, she was
sweat you. Here you go, Mess. Let's go around the NFL, shall we?
Let's go to the playoffs, Pete. Put up wild card weekend, baby. Wild card weekend. We don't care what games are on
It
because
doesn't
we
concern us.
are off. But guess what? I'm going to be ready to rock and roll next Saturday. It starts at 4:30 on CBS. It's the Chargers and the Texans. How about this, guys? The Texans have made the playoffs, I think, 8 times.
Yeah.
8 times.
Saturday 4:30 game.
Saturday at 4:30 game.
Leave this up for a minute here, Pete.
Chargers win this.
I don't want to be negative. I hate the 3-day playoff.
Me too.
The
I don't like the
Saturday,
Monday
Sunday,
night.
Monday.
I
That
don't like the
Monday
Monday.
slot is the worst possible slot you could get.
Yes.
Now I don't know if it. Let's just say all the high seeds win out. Okay.
So that means
That
the Chargers, the Ravens.
No, go to the NFC.
Okay, so you got Tampa Bay, Philly, and LA.
You're gonna get the winner of the Vikings and Rams on a short week, and I don't know if that means anything or not, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I'll take it. Chances are you're not gonna get that Saturday game if you have to play.
Do you think everyone holds serve here?
No, I think Washington's gonna beat Tampa.
You do?
I do.
Did you see Tampa, how together they were yesterday?
Ooh,
Got Mike
yeah,
Evans.
yeah,
That Baker Mayfield's playing out of his mind, man.
Dude,
out of his mind.
They barely beat the New Orleans Saints.
It's okay.
That's true.
You get
In a must-win game.
But isn't that like one of their like the Dolphins and the Jets?
Yes.
The Brown. I mean,
They have a hard
the
time with
Bears
the
and the
Saints.
Lions. It's just one of those type games.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you need to win to get in. You need to win. You need to win the
Rams
division championship, and you fall down 16-3 at home.
Atlanta lost too.
Rams are good.
Well, Atlanta's terrible. That coach, they made a mistake at coach. I think they did.
I promise you, the Rams beat the Vikings. I promise you, the Rams beat the Vikings.
You think the Vikings are done from last night?
Not just because of last night, but it's a night game. It was a primetime game. The whole country was watching. So now they have to
But they get an extra day off.
100%. They get an extra day to watch all these games play out, to think more about their opponent, to think more about losing to the Detroit Lions. That long break after losing the game, like they could have had 15-2. They could have been the coach of the year. I'm telling you, that's going to bother them, and it's on Monday night. Those Monday night games are hard sometimes.
And Braylon, you know this better than anybody.
Yeah.
Once it's put on tape, what
100%.
rattles their quarterback, because we didn't see Minnesota go through what they went through yesterday all season long, and now it's on tape. You know, you rush 5 and 6 and just get in
I
Sam
agree with you
Darnold's
100%.
head.
Oh,
It's
by the
over.
way.
It's over. It's on tape. It's
Oh,
done
by the
for
way,
them.
Done.
Who's last time I checked? Who's Kevin O'Connell's mentor? Oh, that's right, Sean McVay.
I don't want to.
Well
look,
done, Bray.
I don't know.
Don't count out the Vikings.
I'm just saying.
I'm not.
I wouldn't
all
count
season,
anybody
and I've
out,
been right.
but I would
Well
say
done, Bray.
that I think first of all, I think the Lions can and will beat anybody.
Me too.
But I don't want to see him play the Packers a third time. I don't want to see him play the Vikings a third time. I don't want to see him play the Rams for a second time this year and for the third time in 12 months. And I don't want to. So that leaves you.
Tampa beat us.
But you're not going to play Tampa in the next round. You're not going to play Tampa or Philly in the next round, no matter what. So that leads you with Washington. You know, I think Washington's still a year away
They are.
from really competing.
They don't have a run
for
game.
a champion. They don't have a run game, and they don't have really a defense.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
I would love to play them.
Yeah, so I think Washington would be the team if I could handpick. Now, karma's a you-know-what. So I don't want to call for Washington and have Jaden Daniels rush for like 500 yards.
That's
and,
what
you know what I mean? You don't
I
wish
don't want
for
to play
anything.
Washington.
I don't want to wish for
The
anything.
defense, yeah.
They don't worry me.
I don't sweat you.
Listen to me.
Rushing quarterbacks.
First of all, you know damn well that if anything, I would be back in Green Bay.
Yeah.
But to see them finish the year the way they did,
1-5 against the division, by the way.
and all these injuries at the end, Christian Watson tore his ACL again. He and other stuff in his knee as well. He's going to have major reconstructive surgery on that knee. And Jordan Love hurt his elbow again. Not sure what it's like. Not sure if it was like a, what do they call the elbow when you just hit it, Brian?
Funny bone. Funny bone.
Yeah, there's a word for it. Anyway,
like
a stinger.
A stinger in your elbow?
I don't know.
It's funny bone.
Anyway, that's what some of the doctors were saying. Chow and all these other guys on Twitter. He's going to be okay. He's going to be okay. But the way they finished. But this is remember the opening week? Remember this game? This game was in Brazil.
Yeah.
The Eagles in Green Bay. That was a freaking hell of a game. Don't count the Packers out, man, of giving Philly a run.
I would never count the Packers out because I think they're but I mean, they're 1-5 against the division. I think there were 3-5 against teams that were above 500. One of those wins was against the Rams when nobody played. And the other win was against the Seahawks team and I don't even think the Seahawks finished 500. Yeah, they did. That was against the Seahawks team, and Geno Smith left the game early.
10-7.
So, I mean, really, you had one win against a team above 500. I think the Packers are a bit fraudulent.
They're probably done.
Yes. They're not the same bit fraudulent.
They're not the same Packers as last year. That's for sure.
I think this year they may be a bit fraudulent.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of injury.
Yeah.
I think it's because of injury. Jordan Love was hurt pretty much the whole first 7 weeks of the year, and even when he came back, his groin injury was messed up. You saw a little bit in the Lions' first game in the rain. Christian Watson, I think Christian Watson might be done.
I'll be rooting hard for Minnesota because
that ACL injury. I think that's the same one he had last year.
This is the third ACL in the last 4 years for him. Also, he was a project to begin with that they're trying to figure out. It just doesn't bode well. I hope the young man comes back.
I'm gonna give you, Pete. Can you stick that playoff graphic
Sure, buddy.
up? I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go real quick.
Hang on. There you go.
I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna go real quick. Okay, this is how it's gonna go. In the NFC. Solely looking at the NFC, Philadelphia is going to beat Green Bay, Washington is going to beat Tampa Bay, and the Rams are going to beat the Vikings. So you're going to have Philadelphia and the Rams at Philadelphia. You're going to have Washington at Detroit. Detroit beats Washington, advances to the NFC Championship game. The Rams win at Philly. Matthew Stafford and the Rams at Ford Field for a trip to go to the Super Bowl. Wow. January 26th, 3 p.m. on Fox.
That's not how it's going to happen.
Kirby Joseph is smiling.
Clip that.
That's not how it's going to happen.
Matthew Stafford and the Rams at Detroit for a trip to go to the Super Bowl on the line. January 26th, 3 p.m.
Based on what?
Chase, clip that.
Based on what?
I think that Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback than Jalen Hurts, and I think Sean McVay is a better coach than Nick Sirianni. And I will always, 95 times out of 100 in the playoffs, take quarterback, coach. All you got to do is look at the quarterback and the coach, and you tell me who's better, and I'll show you the winner of that game.
The defense is better. That's who's better.
That maybe so.
Defense is much better.
Maybe so.
Outside of Gerard Verse, there's nobody on that Rams defense that you're scared of.
Brian,
you worry about.
Brian, $10 in the super chat. When do we stop putting Matt LaFleur on a pedestal? He hasn't done anything. If he stinks in the playoffs, hasn't won big games yet. Brian, I am 1,000. Ask Tom Mazaway right now what I think about Matt LaFleur.
He doesn't care for him.
I think he's completely overrated. I think he had.
I know we've got it. I know we're in his head.
I think Matt LaFleur had a Hall of Fame quarterback, and he won 13 games in the regular season 3 straight years. And Aaron Rodgers, say whatever you think about Aaron Rodgers now, Aaron Rodgers is one of the top 10 quarterbacks to ever play.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur had that guy in his prime for 3 years and won 13 games. 3 years in a row, and never won in the playoffs, couldn't win a big game. So I do believe Brian.
So we're discounting last year's playoff run with a first-year quarterback for them?
He choked. He choked.
Who choked? Matt LaFleur?
Matt LaFleur choked on the road up and should have won that game at San Francisco.
Just like us? Are you
Absolutely. We choked too.
Okay.
Absolutely. We
Fair?
choked.
Clip that.
Here's how it's going to go.
Clip that.
Here's how it's going to go.
Okay.
I'm going to run them all for you.
Go ahead, Maz.
Just do NFC so I can get on.
Yeah, just do NFC. Just do NFC. We'll do AFC next block.
Eagles are going to hold they're going to hold serve. Green Bay is going to give them a game. Eagles will win. Washington will give Tampa a game. Baker Mayfield ain't going to lose that game. Tampa wins it. And the Vikings are going to beat the Rams. So that means the Vikings are coming here to Ford Field again.
And under your scenario.
Under my scenario. And you're going to beat them 3 times. You're going to beat them 3 times. And Philadelphia will beat Tampa Bay. And we will meet the Eagles. Because that's just the way it is. And you called it from day one.
Yeah.
It's Philly and Detroit for all the marbles.
Bray?
I agree with Maz. I just disagree on what's the last game? The Rams and the Vikings. I think the Rams are going to beat the Vikings. Outside of that, I believe everything he said. And
So that means the Rams come here.
Yeah, but then the Eagles, we still play the Eagles here. I agree with you on the first 2. So, yeah, I think it'd be Tampa will win, the Rams will win, the Eagles will win, Eagles will play us, and then the Lions will represent the NFC.
I will say, I don't think there's any easy road for the Lions. Like, I think,
Not the way they are now.
Yeah, I mean, these 7
They're
teams,
beat.
these 7 teams are pretty darn good football teams. Tampa already beat them.
Beat them.
You know? So let's go through the AFC side of the playoffs. We'll do that next. But first, a message from us here at WSN.
Yep, absolutely, everybody. It is the pregame show every Lions game day. It starts with Woodward and Maine, 8 to 9 a.m. on Lions game day with the great Matthew Broder and the even greater Terry Reginald Foster III as they do Woodward and Maine, the Lions preview show, getting you ready for the upcoming Lions playoff game. And then following Woodward and Maine, it's the Lions pregame show brought to you by the New Holland Brewing Company and also brought to you by 1800 Tequila, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. As Sean Belegian and Neil Rule, they do the Lions pregame show as they get you ready for Lions game day, and they will get you ready for the Lions playoff every Lions game day. And like I say, one of the sponsors is Sabbath Coffee, and you can fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com, choose your favorite roast, use the code word Woodward, and you'll get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind. Support local and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. We'll be right back.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
Everybody, you got to scan the QR code above my head. Get your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account. When you scan the QR code above my head and open up your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account, use the code word Woodward1000, deposit at least $20, and make a bet of $20 or more. If that first bet happens to lose, you'll get your first bet back as a bonus bet, but only if you scan the QR code above my head and use the code word Woodward1000 to get your brand new Caesars Sportsbook account.
New year, but guess what? These wings are still here, but still for a limited time only. Welcome into Soroki's signature wings. Lemon pepper is the best by far. Remember, these 7 wings, they're fire. Yo, the barbecue is hot. Garlic pepper is good. But I'm telling you, lemon pepper is the way to go. You don't believe me? Just do your thing, man. Go yourself. You'll figure it out. This is where the real fans' favorite Soroki's are the best place, man. They're popping all over Metropolitan Detroit because simply put, they're fire, man. Don't forget about those honey biscuits as well as the original crispy chicken and, like Maz always says, the pizza pies and the soda. So pull up on Soroki's, man. The food is fire.
It is fire. As we're looking around the NFC playoffs, and again, we are doing something a little bit differently at the network. Starting today, we're getting you guys involved more than ever before. $5. We're using the super chat. $5 for a comment. $20 we'll do a topic, and $50 we'll put you on a video call. And we threw it out today. We didn't discuss this until literally on the show. You want to sit in the Mavs chair for 10 minutes and just do the show with us?
Yeah.
$500.
There it is.
$500.
I agree.
Usually when we put these things up at auction, it goes for about $1,000. $500 will put you in the Mavs chair for $10.
And they're going to come on and we say nothing.
Or for 10 minutes.
Surprised we didn't have anyone that wants to go on VMix yet.
It's different when you have the option.
Come on, guys, let's go.
When you don't have the option, everybody wants to.
You remember like a month and a half ago, I went off on a tangent. Like, it's not easy when you guys you want all Lions all the time. That was like months ago. And I was like, you try to put a show together and talk about the Lions every single day and like just keep talking about it. Don't talk about Aaron Rodgers or who got fired or this. You all want Lions. So I'm like, try it. Try it. It is easy.
Can't do it for 10 minutes.
Quit crying. It is easy.
No, I'm not crying.
It's 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week.
This is Kenny G version 2?
Yeah, what is this?
I'm not crying. Oh God. If I knew I could beat your ass, I would want to do it right now. But I know I can't beat your ass, so I'm not going to challenge you. But God, do I want to beat your ass?
Tag team match. Me and Arter versus you and Ryan.
No.
Tag team match for all the marbles.
No.
Tag me in, man.
Thanks, Bray. I got Bray on my team against
tag
you.
me in.
Anyway.
That's not fair.
Anyway, here's your chance. Here's your chance to be on the show.
Yeah.
Let's go. $50.
There you go.
Get your video mix.
All right, let's go to the AFC side of things, shall we, guys? And look, I think Kansas City had one of the quietest, most incredible years you could possibly have.
Can I say something for a minute?
Please.
Pete, put up the scores from yesterday.
Okie dokie, hang on, buddy.
Yesterday's scores. I want you to look at this. What was the score of the Kansas City and Denver game?
Disgusting.
Go ahead.
Kansas City
38-0.
Lost 38-0.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 21-0 before I was even to change the channel. You are a disgrace, Kansas City. You laid down. And the Bengals aren't going to make the playoffs. You didn't want nothing to do seeing Joe Burrow in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You guys were freaking cowards. Lay down like that when you know you could beat Denver easy. You could beat Denver easy. And you lost 38-0 to Bo Nix and the Broncos. You gave them that game to make sure that the Miami Dolphins, who suck anyway, and the Cincinnati Bengals would not make the playoffs. And it's their own fault, the Bengals. Lost 5 games by under 6 points. 3 games by under 3 points. And their coach, Zach Taylor, should be fired. They fired Lou Anarumo, their defensive coordinator, who's rumored to be best buds with Dan Campbell in case Aaron Glenn leaves, which I hope he don't. but he's rumored to go to the Saints.
Why would you want that guy?
But I want to tell you, I'm just going to say that.
want him.
All right, time out. Well, he's got talent here. He didn't have talent there. He did have Trey Henderson, who led the league in sacks. Kansas City, that's a disgrace yesterday. Week 18 in the NFL is a disgrace because you don't have to play. And that's wrong. That's wrong. When people are paying to go to your games, people are betting on your games. And you know what? They were getting 10.5 points. The Chiefs were getting 10.5 points. You know what that means? That means you knew they were going to get slaughtered.
Vegas knew.
You knew they were going to get slaughtered. Why even play that freaking game? That's a disgrace.
Speaking of which, may I ask you guys this? I was not I got to sneeze. Hold on.
Bless you.
Maybe. Thank you. I could not believe this yesterday, actually. Yeah. Before we get to the AFC, Sean McVay, he chose to sit his starters yesterday.
He knew that a week in advance.
Knowing, though, that if you lose that game, you're getting the loser of a 14-win Minnesota team or a 14-win Detroit team.
Yeah.
You played to get the loser of last night's game. You played to get the loser of Detroit, Minnesota. If you win, you're the 3 seed. If you lose,
Washington.
you get Washington. If you lose, to play to get the loser of last night's game, that's what Sean McVay did. If he loses that game,
he's going to get it too.
He is going to really be asked some tough questions. I think that is a really tough decision that he made yesterday.
What changes? You have to play one of them anyway.
No,
if they won the game, they play Washington.
Then after you play Washington, who are you going to play?
Whoever survives.
Which is going to be the Lions or the Vikings or the Eagles. If you want to sit your players and get some rest in and feel better about it, he's got a Super Bowl. Why not?
Yeah, he's playing with house money. So's Kansas City.
Yeah.
But I think it's diabolical.
It's surviving advance.
What they do. What they do. It's diabolical.
With the Chiefs?
What the Chiefs did.
Are you saying that because you're a Lions fan and you wish you would have got something more out of the Chiefs? Like, are Chiefs fans saying that?
No, the Chiefs fans are probably saying, "Oh yeah, we're just resting our guys. We don't care who we play."
Would you have been
They're
like
not
that?
going to win. They're not going to be in the Super Bowl.
If we already had the number one seed
so either.
last night and we were playing the Vikings and it did not matter, we still were the number one seed and we set everybody and got blown out, would you be pissed?
Yeah, I would have been pissed.
Okay.
Because it could have happened against the 49ers, but we played our ass off against the 49ers, and that game meant nothing.
Dan's different, but yeah, to your okay.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate Maz keeping up with the vernacular of the young group? Not only today did he use the term aura in the proper way, but he just used diabolical, which is getting overused right now. Like, you can tell this man is locked in.
I don't pay attention to what people say. That's on my own words.
Like diabolical and nasty work. Like everyone uses it now.
Yep.
Like
and aura.
Like in New York, when I was like, that's a New York situation. So like I'm hearing everybody say it now, like nasty work. I'm like, they were saying that when I played for the Jets.
And because of you guys, Anson uses cap like all the time. Like to an annoyance. To an annoyance. He's like,
I haven't even looked at the chat. I don't even know if anyone gives a damn what the Chiefs did.
No one.
Does anyone give a damn what the Chiefs did yesterday?
No.
But they should.
No, I know.
It's dirty pool.
Yesterday was as bad a football as we've seen in
I hardly
a
watched.
long time. I think this season kind of sucked, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know, outside of the Lions game, I mean, Buffalo walked away with it in the AFC East. Baltimore, you know, I mean, Pittsburgh lost 4 straight games to end the season. There was no drama really there. There was no drama in the AFC South. Jacksonville sucked from the start, 4-13. Indianapolis sucked, so that was Houston's division. Kansas City, it was Houston's division. All 4 divisions in the AFC wrapped up fairly quickly. The Philadelphia Eagles, you knew that was going to happen. Nobody really expected the Washington Commanders to compete for a division there. They did get the wild card.
Yeah, right.
The NFC South was a disaster this year. 3 teams
always is
below 500. The NFC West was terrible all year long. It was like 4-4, 5-5, 6-6,
but
7-7.
10-win teams.
2 10-win teams at the end of the year, fine. But that was as bad a division as you will have in the NFL. The only drama was in the NFC North. was the Lions and the Vikings. I think this season as a whole was pretty bad. You had some really good teams, Buffalo, Detroit, Minnesota, Kansas City, and then you had kind of a bunch of bad teams, right? New Orleans, Carolina, Chicago, New York, Dallas sucked this year. The Raiders, Tennessee, Jacksonville, Cleveland, New York Jets, New England Patriots. That's half the league.
Yeah. Did you mention the Giants?
Yeah, I did.
Thank you.
Half the league was bad. I mean, I think this year as a whole was really stunk.
Do you know the Giants?
No, this was the hardest year in NFL history, and the Lions came out with 15 wins.
Yeah, nah.
Did you see?
Yeah, no.
Can I just say something again?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
The New York Giants, the football Giants, are keeping Joe Shane and
No,
Brian
they're not.
Daboll.
No way.
They made it official.
Oh, that's
John
good for
Mara,
them.
let's put it up there, Pete. He made it official. Listen to these numbers, guys. They went 18-32-1. They went from 9 wins, which they were lucky. They beat Minnesota in the playoffs. 6 wins, and then 3 wins. And these idiots keep their job.
Well,
they gave Saquon Barkley away, and they gave Xavier McKinney away for nothing.
They're not serious about winning. That's all. They're not serious about winning. Is John Mara a cheap owner?
No.
Oh.
I'm disgusted.
What do you think of that, Bray?
I think they're just behind 8 ball. I just think you made bad move after bad move, and it started with drafting Daniel Jones, and like ever since then they've just continued to make bad moves. And then last year it hit its crux. You saw it on Hard Knocks. Maz talked about it till he's blue in the face. You saw that move, Joe Shine. And what did Mara say? You sure we want to get rid of Saquon Barkley? He looked him dead in the eye. They got rid of Saquon Barkley. Saquon's now at 2,000 yards. McKinney's now all pros, all pro one. So Giants and Jets, I don't think there's anything they can do. And then they double back on Brian Daboll. So. And
I was happy for Aaron Rodgers yesterday for a little while. He looked like he had a great time yesterday, and they beat the Dolphins. Joe
Namath wants him back.
4 touchdowns. He's in the 500 quarterback pass club. 500 touchdown passes. He threw it to his tight end, and then he hit
right?
Then he hit both his guys. He hit Alan Lazard, and he hit Devontae Adams.
And Breece Hall was the record breaker. I think.
I was happy for him for one day, for about a half an hour.
Dante1515, $5 in the chat. The only game that was fun was the frickin' Panthers-Falcons game.
Go Bryce Young.
That game went into overtime, and the shout-out to Bryce Young looking like the number 1 pick.
The Bears-Packers game was fun.
Ever since he sat, Bryce Young, he has come back and been better. Let's say that. I still don't think he's a franchise quarterback, but he's better.
Be.
Maybe not.
They don't have a lot of talent over there.
Falcons, very disappointing. What a year for the Atlanta Falcons. I want to get to the AFC side of things if we could. Is that good with you? You got something to say here?
I was just gonna say, like, his girl got stolen, like on by one of them NBA players, and was on the jumbotron, and that's what happened when he was playing bad.
There you go. Look at
Sometimes
that.
you gotta kick it
That's
to
a
the
little
curb.
insight you don't get. All right, we're gonna go through the AFC side next, but first a message from New Holland.
Oh, that's me?
Keep drinking, Stick.
Taller, baby. Thanks for all the prep, Maz. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy.
Taller, baby.
I don't know what else I can do for you.
You want to talk about a gin drink that'll knock Maz's socks off? I'm telling you, Maz has 2 of these. He starts feeling warm. He thinks he's back in the New Jersey club bouncing. Next thing you know, the chest tears out. The chains are dangling. And all he's doing is sipping on a couple Tallers. You can pick them up at any of your local convenience stores. And if they don't have it, ask for it by name. Taller by New Holland.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Hey, give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
In any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Oh, yeah, everybody. We had a lot of fun this past Sunday at the Second Best Bar, and you can come have some fun with us, too, at the next Lions playoff game, because the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show with some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey will be at 42 Randy Watson Street in Detroit this coming playoff Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the next following Sunday. The Second Best Bar will be home to the Woodward Sports Lions pregame show with the great Sean Belegian and the great Neil Rule, and you can only do it at the Second Best Bar, where you can what, Tom?
Come
Get some.
Yes,
right.
Hey, just totally, I find this interesting. WWE Raw going to debut on Netflix tonight.
Yes. Yeah.
The WWE tweeted out the open for Netflix tonight for the 3-minute little montage. Looks awesome.
Did you see the caveat, though?
No.
They don't, that Triple H, the commissioner, they will not tell you how long the broadcast will be. It'll be anywhere between 40 minutes to upwards of 4 hours.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Wow, I'm definitely going to check
That's the
that
caveat.
out.
I haven't watched wrestling in a long time.
I know.
But I'll tune in.
I'll put that on if I want to take a nap.
Yeah, there you go. Very good, man.
I just want to see the opening segment.
Right. All right, guys. I want to look at the AFC side of things. We have not done so. Chiefs get the bye. There you go. The 2 seed, the Bills face the 7 seed Broncos, 3 seed Ravens, and the 6 seed Steelers. That's the third time they'll play each other.
3 garbage games.
Texans and Chargers. So I'll go first. I think the Bills just absolutely wallop the Broncos. I think the Ravens beat the Steelers. And I think
really going on a limb on that one.
I know. Well, I mean, it's all chalk here except the Chargers. I think the Chargers beat the Texans.
Chargers are underdogs?
Yeah, no, Chargers are the favorites,
Okay.
but they're the lower seed.
Got it.
Yeah.
They're the 5 seed, but they're the favorite. So, so the Chargers will go to the Chiefs, and I think they beat them.
I hope so.
I think the Chargers beat the Chiefs.
God, that would be great.
I do not think the Chiefs survive that one. I think the Ravens and the Bills, that is the matchup that I think a lot of people want to see. And this is just Josh Allen's year to me. Josh Allen and the Bills at home beat the Ravens, and it's the Chargers and the Ravens, the Chargers and the Bills in the AFC Championship game. And as much as I want to root for the Fighting Jimmies, Buffalo's coming out this year. This is just Buffalo's year. It is a rematch, Buffalo in Detroit in the Super Bowl. That is what I feel. I could be wrong, but that's what I got going on so far.
I wish the Bengals were in this. So much more excitement if they were in this.
And that's why you're mad. I knew. And trust me, I love Joe Burrow. I love Jamar Chase more. I love
won the Triple Crown.
I love the season they had.
They had the leading passer,
beat the Patriots in the beginning of the year.
I know.
Beat the Patriots.
Leading passer, leading pass catcher, leading sack guy. And they're out.
Defensive coordinator got fired. The head coach should be fired. And
he should have been fired.
100%.
He blew a lot of games.
Now that's where if Ben Johnson goes, I'm scared.
Where?
It's a smart call. Bengals.
He goes to the Bengals.
Cincinnati? Oof. Well, I'd fine go in the AFC.
I like that, but man,
they're not firing their coach.
They have the weapons. They should fire their coach.
Yeah, but they're
Zach
not.
Taylor should be
Ben
fired.
Johnson's going to the Patriots.
I think Ben Johnson's going to Jacksonville, but that's another story. Him and
I
Mark
think
Brunell.
Ben Johnson's staying at home, baby.
Him and Mark Brunell.
Give that man a pay raise.
You don't think Mark
make him
Brunell's in his
assistant
ear
head
every day
coach?
taking that Jacksonville job?
My former coach. Or quarterback, I should say.
And everybody wondering, that's what's on my shirt. The entire kneecap quote is on my shirt.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, we got it up at the woodwardsports.com store. Put up 4 new designs today.
Attaboy.
We got a Kirby stomp with a big footprint. We got the official NFC North champion belt to ass shirts. Those are up right now.
Here you go,
Yeah.
Kenny. Here you go. That'll help you.
Well, there's that, but the new designs are up. So yeah, but there's the whole kneecap one right there, the Honolulu blueprint. So make sure you dive in today.
Love
get
that.
those championship shirts up. They're only going to be up for a couple weeks.
Love that.
Listen, man, it's going to be the Chargers over the Texans, obviously the Ravens over the Steelers, and the Bills will beat the Broncos. So then it resets, right? So it'll be Kansas City against the Chargers, and it's going to be Buffalo against the Ravens.
So we have the same matchup so far.
Who gets that home game?
Buffalo.
Ravens beat Buffalo.
Yes.
And Chargers beat Kansas City.
Okay, so we're one.
Nah, I take that back.
What are y'all?
Kansas City is going to
Thank
beat
you,
the
thank
Chargers.
you,
They
man.
are.
Thank you.
And then Baltimore
Chargers should have won.
And then Baltimore is going to beat Kansas City.
How many
Baltimore
people
will
should have
beat the
beat them in the
Ravens.
regular season?
It was that field goal block, that 20-yard field goal.
How many people should have beat the Chiefs last year that didn't? And then the Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
We'll
I don't
see.
care about the regular season, and neither do the Chiefs. And they're still 16 and 1.
So what do you think?
Chiefs are going to
They're
Super
15
Bowl.
and 2.
Lamar Jackson's going to beat the Bills because I don't trust either one, but I trust Lamar Jackson more in the second round than I do in the AFC Championship game. So the Ravens will get back, play against Patrick Mahomes again. I don't trust number 8 as much as I love him in the big game. So it'll be the Chiefs versus the Lions. This is what America wants to see anyway.
I was just going to ask you. It's a great. It's a great segue. With this, what is the best storyline? Is it the Chiefs going for the three-peat against the Lions going for their first?
Yeah, but they're not going to make it.
Because they're both trying to make history. One's trying to get
Yeah.
3-peat, and one's trying to get their first Super Bowl.
That could be a great storyline, but it ain't going to happen. Because
Because of
Kansas
what?
City's going to lose to the Ravens. Ravens are going to be in the Super Bowl against the Lions, and the Lions are going to watch the tape from last year when they got their ass beat by the Ravens so badly. And I remember what restaurant we were at doing that post-game show, and they're going to take revenge and beat the Ravens in New Orleans.
Maz, what about the Ravens
Hamlin
team
Puck.
makes you believe that?
I was
Because
I think they're hitting their stride.
I picked the Ravens.
Lamar, to me, Lamar, it's his year.
Yeah.
It's his year this year. Till the Super Bowl. Then he's losing to the Lions.
I just see what I see. I don't trust certain things. I don't trust the Vikings in the big game or in
They
the
got
playoffs.
Derrick Henry this year, bro.
Okay, and
That's a huge, huge upgrade.
they lost to the Raiders this year.
That don't matter. That's regular season. You said it
But
yourself.
they play inconsistent. It's one thing when I'm saying the Chiefs in regular season. Baltimore plays super inconsistent.
Harbaugh have 'em ready.
Inconsistent for them. Harbaugh ain't done nothing the last couple of years.
He'll
when
have them
it,
ready.
when it matters.
And guess what? They're
I
gonna
want
go
them to
back.
win.
They're going to go back to the Superdome where they beat the 49ers, but this time they met their match, and the Lions are going to beat them in New Orleans.
I like it.
Baltimore is a huge favorite over the
They'll
Steelers.
cover.
Let me ask you a dumb question here.
Speaking of 3 times in 1 year.
Pittsburgh always finds themselves in the playoffs. Is there more
take them out of the league
of a team in NFL purgatory than the Pittsburgh Steelers?
In terms of what?
They make it every year, but it's like the Red Wings' 25-year playoff streak that just they kept making it to the playoffs, bounced in the first round, round.
You got 5 Super Bowls. I can care less.
Well, yeah, they already got there.
No,
five.
but I'm saying like Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
like,
he's got to win. Shoot, I know he wants another one.
but like Mike Babcock had a win too. It's just like at what point does that win matter anymore? Like how
always.
long do you go? Like even John Harbaugh. I'm sorry, John Harbaugh's another guy. Like how long do you go before you can't take a team over? Now, if you're Baltimore, if you can't win this year, when can you win? You were supposed to have everything you possibly could want this year. You got Derrick Henry, final piece of the puzzle. Like if you're John Harbaugh, I mean, when do you need a new voice? If you're Mike Tomlin, do you need a new voice? Now, I say that, and then you got Yahoo's like Brian Daboll getting brought back, and you're like, well, if Brian Daboll is coming back, hell yeah, I'm keeping John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin. But I think those are two coaches that have the most to lose this postseason.
Well, it's funny because when we started the show, I remember what was the high school that we used to, or the school that we used to go to on 8 Mile Road. They used to do a lot of work with us, man. I love doing work with them. Stick, you would know.
I forget.
But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. We were over there and we were talking about
Warren Academy.
I said, then I was like, John Harbaugh's got to be on the hot seat. Maz looked at me like I was crazy. This is 2021. I said, well, he hasn't done anything. He's still resting off 2013. So I agree with you 100%. Like, at some point, you have to do something. They're not going to fire him, and rightfully so. But you got to do something. And Lamar Jackson, I feel like when you get in the regular season, a lot of times they have everything in scripted form. Everything works well. It's perfect. It is what it is. But then when they actually need him, when they actually need Lamar to be Lamar in the playoffs, like there's a disconnect between the offensive coordinator and Lamar Jackson and getting the W. So until they prove it,
they'll prove it this year. They'll be there.
Right. That's your team, Maz?
It's Ravens and Lions. That's what it's going to be. But on a side note, we didn't get a chance to talk about the Patriots firing Gerard Mayo. 1 year the guy had, rookie quarterback, not a hell of a lot of talent, pretty good defense. They were in a lot of games, and they had a few upsets. And Robert Kraft fired this guy because he wants Mike Vrabel to be his head coach. Mike Vrabel will be the next Patriots head coach. So Mike Vrabel goes to the Jets, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go interview with the Jets. What's the history between the Patriots and Jets?
They hate each other. Oh, you're talking about with Belichick and Bill
You think
Parcells?
the Patriots are going to let Mike Vrabel go to the Jets? No. That's why they fired Mayo. Because the guy didn't get a shot. He didn't get a fair shot. Come on, man. 1 year? What did he do so bad?
He got a fair shot.
What did he do so bad?
No, don't do that because Dan Campbell went 3-13-1 and he didn't get fired.
What did he do so bad?
Yeah, but you could tell even during his first press conferences, there was...
That's different.
Press conference don't mean
jack.
What do you mean? That's what sets the tone for the entire franchise.
Dan Campbell was a laughing stock.
It's what you see.
Dan Campbell's initial press conferences were inspiring.
It's what you see.
Mayo's were not.
He got fired.
Not everybody's
literally.
inspiring, Stick. Not everybody's Dan Campbell.
Right, and that's why they had the results they do.
True, but like Dan Campbell's an outlier. So don't like every coach every coach has to be Dan Campbell to keep a job.
Don't forget, Dan Campbell was laughed at.
Yeah,
there wasn't a media.
Like Joy Taylor.
There wasn't a media member.
Joy.
There wasn't a media member that thought Dan Campbell was going to be good.
That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm equal.
We're all screaming on each other. Okay.
No, we're really not. He and I are cracking jokes about Joy Taylor, and I heard what you said too.
Joy's going, so is Skip. They both go on the same boat together. I don't care what happens to either one of them, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, there we go.
But I will say this. Mike Vrabel will be the Patriots head coach. If there's a bet out there, you could bet that. That's a lock.
The Jaguars fired
Doug
Peterson
but
as well.
But they kept Trent Baalke.
Right.
Everyone in the NFL is like, how do you keep Trent Baalke?
Right.
He's hired 3 head coaches. All 3 failed.
Right.
And what did he do in the 49ers? They got rid of him when he was with San Francisco.
Well, he's slinging that game to Khan. He's slinging that game. Like, you see what I was able to do with the 49ers. You see how I said that. Just give me the right coach because I'm drafting the right players. He's selling the game.
You know what Khan has said to the media?
Right.
The next head coach will report to me, not him. So what does that mean? Why are you keeping the guy then?
Right.
It's like Ryan Poles in Chicago. Already Kevin Warren said, I'm the boss. He's not.
These NFL coaching situations are, it's like a quarterback. If only you know whether or not you think you got the guy or not. Like, if you're there every day, you think you got the guy. Like, even the Mara situation in New York, it seems to be malpractice that you could bring these guys back to me. But you know what? You think you got the guy, go for it. I would have fired Dan Campbell midway through the second season.
0-6.
I would have fired Dan Campbell, and I would have been, and we would have.
I told you the Parcells story.
If
he
I
barely survived.
If I was in charge of the Detroit Lions, I'll admit it to you. I'm not going to lie to you now or play revisionist history. I would have fired Dan Campbell after a 1-6 start. When Sheila came out and gave him the vote of confidence, I was like,
you wouldn't have got there.
I'm done with this team.
But
I
Ryan,
can't do it.
Can you acknowledge that we don't see behind the curtain though? Like
That's
this is
what
like,
I'm saying.
We see 10% of
that's
actually
what I'm saying.
going on.
So if you are the New England Patriots and you have what you believe is your quarterback, you have a top 3 pick in the draft or a top 5 pick in the draft, And you know when you're around a guy whether or not this is the right guy to lead your organization. And
so shouldn't Gerard Mayo get that chance with another season?
I don't know. I don't know.
If he's
I'm not around him every day.
Right, I'm telling you, the only reason he got canned was Vrabel.
100%. I agree with you.
That's it.
100%.
That's it.
He
got the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
It sounds like the head coach in Houston a couple years ago. The Texans.
And we'll find out, when...
That's right. Cutcliffe.
Him, then Lovey.
Remember the situation in Las Vegas a couple of years ago?
Rich
when Rich Bisaccia got fired after that interim year, 1 year.
Took him to the playoffs.
Like, you kind of know whether... Like, that team was all in on Rich Bisaccia.
Mm-hmm.
I do not feel like I heard some big uproar that Gerard Mayo got screwed. I didn't hear...
But Bisaccia won.
Well, that's true.
He won, and he took it at the second half of the season. He took him the second half of the season, got him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
This guy was a Patriot.
Yeah.
He was a Patriot. And they hired him, first-time head coach. It didn't work out, but I'm telling you, the only reason he got canned
is because they got to get it right.
Because they don't want the Jets to get Mike Vrabel.
It's like
that's it.
It's like what do you call it? Rick Carlisle got fired for Larry Brown.
There you go.
You know.
Good call.
And Rick Carlisle got another job. We'll see. I think Doug Peterson is done, though. I don't think Doug Peterson gets another head coaching job.
Well, offensive coordinator for sure.
Yeah. I'm talking about head coaching job. I don't think you get a third job.
Maybe, you're probably
You know
right.
what I mean? I don't think a guy like that gets a third job. Philadelphia, Jacksonville, and now this. So, that's what we got.
Put that up there one more time about Joy Taylor, Skip Bayless. A whole
sure. Yeah, you got it, buddy.
chaotic situation that's going on there at Fox. So did you hear about the story, Matt?
I did.
A woman came out. This is my only thought about it. I'm not the biggest Skip Bayless fan, but in this case, you can't work somewhere for 10 years and then after you work somewhere for 10 years say, well, I've been dealing with this. Year 1.5, come out with this. If this is what's been going on year 1.5, come out with this. Say this is what's going on. It's unfair working environment. It's sexual harassment. It's racist. Say that year 1, year 1.5, not year 10. And then also lumping Joy into that. Now you're hating because you didn't get what you felt you needed to, and you lumped Skip in there. Don't know what's true. Don't know what's not. But this sounds like a money grab.
Shannon Sharp and Jason Whitlock are very outspoken on this topic. Yeah. If you really want to get into this topic, read those two guys. It's pretty. It's out there.
I got some insight too. I'd
love to hear your insight.
Well, the Joy stuff, she was. We talk off air.
Here's what
That's
it is.
not fair.
Landon Shores, $20 for the super chat. We really appreciate it. Hi guys, I'm a huge fan living in Las Vegas. Originally from Frankenmuth. With all the phenomenal draft picks Brad Holmes has made over the past 4 years, which player is the most elite and why? I would have to say Jahmyr Gibbs. I think what he provides on the offensive side of the ball, is a level to that position that very few people can make.
Can I go next?
Yes.
I'm going Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Because without Penei Sewell, there's no Jahmyr Gibbs, and there's no time for Jared Goff to do what he does to get the ball to Amon-Ra St. Brown, who will probably be 2 for me. So I'm going Penei.
You might as well throw Branch in there, too, top 4. Might as well throw Laporta in there,
Kirby.
top 5. Might as well throw Kirby in there.
No, those first 4 are the 4. Like Penei is 1. I think Amon-Ra is 2.
Yeah.
I think Jahmyr. Then I think Brian.
Maybe that's the answer. Is it's all of them? Because collectively,
what a class.
Because collectively, that's right, Matt. These are classes. These are not individual players. This isn't just some first round draft pick or fourth round. It's every class has really provided 3 or 4 starters that this team has had. Every single class. It's not just player specific. It's class specific.
Who you say missed that block that got Jahmyr Smith? Penei hits that block. Jahmyr's gone. Penei's the guy.
But what's also awesome about this is remember back probably 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, they'd always send out who remains from Lions draft classes, and you hardly had any starters.
No,
any of them. And now 4th round, 5th round picks are contributing. And Also, you got to give credit to the coaching staff for coaching these guys up, making Jahmyr Gibbs better, making Jack Campbell better, making Ali McNeil better, and giving them time to become the finished product that we need them to be.
Wish we had Kyle Van Noy back, though.
Stick. I remember I got drafted in 05. We played the Lions in 08. When we played those, because we always play them in the preseason, but then we would play them in the regular season. I looked at the roster. I said, nobody that got drafted in 05 was on the team.
Right.
Sean Cody was gone. Mike Williams was gone. These are first-round draft picks.
Hey, we forgot Hutch.
Establish a culture.
We forgot Hutchinson.
Right.
Well, we talking about current that are healthy.
Right.
I covered my ass on that.
All right, guys, that's going to be it for us today. Thanks to everybody who participated in the Super Chat, even you, Otter.
Let's do it again.
Keep participating, man. We loved it.
How do you like them?
We like you, Otter. I appreciat you, buddy.
Keep tuning in, and we'll figure it out.
For me.
We'll figure it out. Nah, man. Oh, there it is.
Clown.
That was auspicious.